Wet food in the cage with the kitties. That one was eaten, but decides to do that. As you can see, the weaning process has begun. They're eating some, and since their cat mom, Callie, 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 likes wet food too, she's eating some. Now, if she doesn't eat it all and leaves some, then either Gino or Buffy will eat some. Look at that girl. Yeah, both Gino and Buffy use that scratch and post part, but Buffy doesn't lay up there. Only Gino has. Although Callie has laid up there too. Callie, as you see that belly, she's gained some good weight as a result of being inside with the babies. If she was still outside with the babies, I don't think she would be doing as well. Neither would they. Look at that. That one right there, that's my boy, Cael. Cael. Almost pronounced like kale, the vegetable, but a little bit different, like K-L. So Cael. And then the female gray is named Gretel, going to Yessie Ramos, who is keeping the name Gretel for her. Male gray I was calling George has been renamed Chiron. Stripy male, who I was calling Nate, has been renamed Percy. Percy and Chiron are both going to the same home of Nina Verdeo. At least I hope that's how I pronounce her last name. And then the female Stripey, I'm calling Noelle. And my friend Emily's getting her. She'll rename her later. Hasn't picked out a name yet. So for now, I'm still calling her Noelle. And Emily's cool with that. This way, it's the reason why I started giving names to begin with is so I wasn't calling it male gray, female gray, it, that. You get the point? Or stripy, male stripy, girl, that kind of thing. And Cael, I used to call CJ because I didn't know what I was going to rename him at the time. But since he's the most unique one and has a very similar look to Cat Mom Callie, and her name starts with a C as Y for a while, I was calling him CJ. But when I thought about how I would go about renaming him, I looked up on Google Irish boy names that start with the letter C and came up with Cael. Cael. Look at them. They love them some wet food. Some pate, mushy, wet food. They are doing so good. And Callie has become more inside domesticated. Her and Buffy, who is now... Oh, look, there's Gino. Who is now right there making biscuits. Do get along better. Buffy and Gino are both no longer really being attacked at by her because I think Callie has realized that Gino and Buffy are not going to harm the kitties. I wouldn't let it happen anyway. So, for a moment, yeah, look at that. She's making some biscuits. She's also in heat, which is kind of part of the main reason why she is. She's at an age where, when she was still 10, when I got her, I wanted to get her spayed, but was advised by about 5 different people that at her age, getting her spayed could provide some bad health complications. So basically, I help her weather through when she's in heat. Which, of course, female cat being in heat means they're horny. Yeah. Anyhow. And Gino, he's over there. As you can see, he is looking at her as she's eating. Maybe hoping she'll leave some scraps, and he'll get some. But yesterday was the first day that Callie being around, Buffy's still in the bed. There was even a time that they're both on the bed at the same time. Briefly, but still. Let's see what these kitties are doing. Some are eating still and some are moving around. And as you see, my boy has moved to there. When I got this tattoo on my wrist, yes, I was going for something Celtic at the time. So it makes sense I would give Cael the name I did, which Irish thing started with Celtic Thunder. I love their music so much, and then I listened to Celtic Woman, and the way that their music is sung and presented shows such a love of the country. And because of my love of Irish things, that's why I gave Cael the name I did. Look, it's like almost all gone. Of course, I can't really tell because Cael has since moved to there. Look at that. Yeah, they do climb the cage a lot on the inside. It's much bigger space because when I bought that blue container, it took them 3 days to be able to climb out of it. I had to come up with some kind of options. And that's bigger. It's still contained, but they can move all around, climb. The only thing they don't do is climb like all over the top here. Yep. Cael and some are still eating, but the food's almost gone. And unlike yesterday, Callie's almost finished with her bit. I'm surprised she's ate this time as much as she did yesterday. I don't know. I thought something was going on with her health, and I was worried about her, but she's picked up the pace on her eating, so she get back to normal. I'm glad that now she's getting along better with my 2 cats already. And Cael will make a very wonderful addition to my household. I've always doted on Gino a lot. I dote on Buffy even more so than Gino, and then without taking away from Gino, but you know what I mean. So Cael would be such a doted, loved on boy, even more so than I dote on Buffy. It's interesting. I think Buffy and Gino will be awesome. Buffy will make a wonderful big sister, and Gino will be a pretty good big brother. It'll take a little time for Gino because he's actually scared of kittens. See, there, look at that. Seen the amount of time they've been eating and how quick it took them to finish it. They are good kitties. It's been wonderful having them here, but I'm going to miss them when they're gone. Well, the 4 that are going to go to new homes. But I've checked it all out ahead of time with the different people that are getting kittens from me. They're awesome, so. One person that's getting a kitten, Yessie, who's getting Gretel. Found her through Facebook on an ad on In Cats Make Me Happy. And then the household that's getting 2, Nina Verdeo. Her mom works over at a H&R Block up on 6th Street here in Winter Haven, and I was talking one time to a bunch of different people saying, you want a kitten? And yada, yada, yada. First she said no, but then later, another day, like a week or so after that, she said yes. And then at first it was just 1, and then they decided on 2, which works. So all 4.